finally have time to sit in front of a camera and talk about video games. Man, it's been way too long, way too long since we've really talked about gaming news, and especially since the Nintendo Direct drop, E3 is coming up. It's time for one last Protendo Direct before the end of the year, or before the end of the gaming year, I should say, the start of E3 2019, the beginning of the end for PlayStation. And man, really is starting to look like the beginning of the end. Not only is Sony teaming up with Microsoft, they're doing all of this like shady underhand, like it really does feel like they're not putting the same amount of effort into things they used to. Like, for example, Days Gone, which just came out. Like, no one's talking about it. Like, the only time I've ever seen anybody discuss that game at all is to talk about like how well it sold. And that's very typical for PlayStation games, I think. But that is there's something weird about this Days Gone situation. I don't know what it is. Like, it feels like nobody likes this game at all. Nobody's pretending to like it, but like everyone's still talking about how well it's sold anyway. It's so frustrating. I don't know what to make of it. Whatever. But Mario Maker 2 coming out in June. Fire Emblem coming out in July. What's coming out in August? Astral Chain coming out in August. Probably more games are going to be coming out by the end of the year, like that are going to be announced by E3. Like, Switch is having a dominant year. Switch is doing extraordinarily well compared to the competition. Like, I have been playing nonstop games like all year long, man. There's just so much. There is just so much to talk about, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what E3 brings. But after this Nintendo Direct, after seeing Super Mario Maker 2 in action, like, we have reached the point where Nintendo does not even have to go to E3 to win E3. Mario Maker 2, I guarantee you this, is more exciting than anything else that any other company is going to show at the floor. Like, there is nothing that can compete with Mario Maker 2. And I'm not exaggerating here, considering like how good the original Mario Maker was, how fun that is, like how flexible it is, and how this game seems to be improving on that with more features, more enemies, more settings, more things you can do. Like, Super Mario Maker 2 looks downright phenomenal. And I'm going to be playing around with that like so much. It's going to be so much fun. And yeah, I'm wondering if for this one they're going to be adding more features as time goes on, because they kind of did that with the original. They kind of added new costumes. They kind of did stuff as it went along. It kind of died off after a while. But I think if 2 is built with the ground up with updates in mind, with new assets, new settings, new mechanics, more flexibility. Like, this is going to be like an endlessly replayable game. The original already kind of was. That game is still a blast, but 2 is going to be more of that with like more stuff in it. So it's just Mario Maker 2 is going to be a huge game in June. And like, considering it's on Switch now, like, this is going to be a huge hit, because I think a lot of people kind of slept on the original. Like, the original Mario Maker really should have been a system seller for Wii U. Like, that game was just phenomenal. There was so much you could do in that game. And yet people were already just, still tried to pretend the gamepad was useless, still tried to pretend that the Wii U wasn't a good console. But Mario Maker was just, like a lot of Wii U games, criminally underrated. Like, I know a lot of people put it on like their best of the year list and stuff like that, but no, it deserved more than that. Like, it was more than one of the best games of the year. It's probably one of the best games ever made. I'm not being like exaggerating here. Like, it is just so much fun, right? Mario Maker 2 is just phenomenal. endlessly replayable. Love it, love it, love it. Mario Maker 2 is hopefully going to be even better. So, considering Mario Maker 2 is the big game in June, and considering Nintendo's already talked about it extensively, like it's safe to say that this E3 Direct is not going to have Mario Maker 2 in it, or at least featured heavily. Like it's probably going to be mentioned. Like maybe they'll drop some big new exciting feature or something like that, but I don't think it's going to take a significant amount of direct time. Like it's probably going to be mentioned, like, ooh, it's coming out soon or whatever. But I think for the most part, we are going to be focused on new, big, exciting, unannounced games or games that we know very little about. So I can guarantee you, like Animal Crossing, Luigi's Mansion 3, Astral Chain. They've been hyping up Astral Chain on Twitter for a while now. For the past couple of weeks, I think they've been mentioning it all the time. So they're promoting it. They seem to want to make this game be successful, and I hope it does. I hope the Platinum Curse doesn't come back and hit it. Like I don't understand. Oh, whatever. I just Near Automata somehow sold like 4 million units, and I'm trying to like think of how. Like it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like who is buying all those games? It just I don't know. It might be like creative Sony accounting or whatever. Like, ooh, we're giving it away on PS Plus, so those that counts as units sold. But I don't know. Hopefully, Astral Chain is just as successful, if not more so. I really don't want people to be comparing Astral Chain negatively to Near Automata. That just I just don't want that to happen. Like I just do not like it when that happens. And you know people are gonna do it, right? Because like how many people still insist that like Devil May Cry is like infinitely better than Bayonetta? It just mm-hmm. Oops, press wrong buttons. So yeah, Luigi's Mansion 3, definitely one of the things I'm looking forward to the most, or one of the things I know is coming that I'm looking forward to the most, because they did announce it, but they've revealed no information at all. We know like Next Level Games is working on it, so it's going to be more like Dark Moon than the original. There are some salty fanboys of the original that like don't like that, but I'm all for it. Like I think Dark Moon was a vast improvement over the original in a lot of areas. Like again, I like the original just fine, but like it's a lot like the Paper Mario situation, right? Like you can't stagnate a series forever. You cannot do the same thing over and over and over again forever. You know, like it leads to that PlayStation problem where you just end up doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. Like just look at Uncharted. Like it's all the exact same thing, right? And people got tired of it by like game 3, and that probably would have been the case with Paper Mario as well. Like people don't like to admit it, but I think Nintendo did reinventing Paper Mario was probably in its best interest. If they weren't confident in the gameplay or whatever, then why do it? Like why not try something different? It's like with Sunshine, right? Like if it was exactly like 64, then nobody would like that game. Nobody would like remember that game fondly, but it's not. You know, I, I think Sticker Star is fine. I think Super Paper Mario is fine. I think Color Splash is great. So Luigi's Mansion 3 is very, very welcome. Next Level Games is very, very welcome. Like I like Dark Moon. I like the mission structure. I like the mansion designs. I like the improved combat or general gameplay, I should say. Like there are some fine tunements and improvements I would like to see. Like I don't know, like maybe have I don't know, like just improve on the Dark Moon formula. I would say Like I've noticed that Dark Moon, like although it's a lot of fun the first time through, like it's not as replayable as the original. Like I played through it like twice since it's come out, and I enjoyed it both times. And I just I don't feel like it's as replayable as the original, which is weird because the original is really really short and really really has this insanely quick pace. You can beat it like I played it a while back. I want to say it was earlier this year, and I beat it in like a couple of hours, right? Like I don't even think it was a weekend, right? It was a couple of days. Like I beat that and Pikmin in like a week. It's just like I was just so amazed by that. Like these games, I could not beat both those games in a couple of days back in the day. Like I could beat like them individually in a couple of days, but like I never did them like back to back like that, and it was just wow. These games are a lot shorter than I remember, but a lot of these, maybe it's because I'm just so good at them, right? So I'm not like struggling with them at all. Like Pikmin, back when you first played it, you have no idea what you're doing. Luigi's Mansion, I guess, is kind of the same way. It goes a lot quicker when you like know everything and can just breeze through it all. Like, man, so good. I love both those games. Pikmin 4, by the way, needs to come out. New Pikmin would always be welcome. I'm expecting nothing but good things from Luigi's Mansion 3 specifically. I'm really, really enjoying it. I really, really like these games. I want to see more from it, and I'm hoping that Next Level Games has like really raised the bar with what Dark Moon. Like I hope it's a clear improvement over Dark Moon. You know, like I don't want it to be like more the same. I want them to do something that really improves what they did with that game. Animal Crossing. I am still playing New Leaf on my 3DS right now. I'm still playing that game. I've been playing it for years, and I'm actually playing it more than ever right now because I'm trying to get through it, get everything I want done before Animal Crossing Switch comes out. Like, what do I want from Animal Crossing Switch? I don't know. Like New Leaf kind of blindsided me with like all the crazy stuff they just threw in there, like the mini games and like the how padded out everything was, how like you're always going to be finding something new. How is there like all this crazy stuff, like the mayor features, like adjusting your town, doing all of that stuff, playing around with like going to the island. I just it is just so good. You know, New Leaf was fantastic. Probably my favorite game in the series so far. I actually never played the first two, so I'm comparing it to that. I played 2 Animal Crossing games, well, 3 if you count like Amiibo Festival. This New Leaf and City Folk, and out of those two, I prefer New Leaf by a large margin. I love New Leaf. It's fantastic. I really like both. I will defend City Folk to a certain extent, but New Leaf New Leaf is great. Like New Leaf was something special. Like great, endlessly replayable game. Like so you want to check in every day. Great fun. Love it. Animal Crossing Switch, I think, I would just maybe have some more control over your villagers. Like that's the big thing for me. Like playing Animal Crossing right now is like I don't feel encouraged to talk to my neighbors. I don't feel like we have any real relationships or anything like that. Like they invite me over to their house to like stand around and just talk, and that's not fun. That's not interesting. That's not like something that I want to be part of. Like where's the real relationship? Where's the real growth? Where's the real meaning behind my interaction with these people? Like it just feels really shallow, right? And that's the big thing I hope Animal Crossing Switch fixes, right? Is that they have features that sort of make talking to villagers more interesting and sort of encourages you to keep doing it and encourages you to interact with your community more. And there is just so much someone could do, right? So much they could do. Let's see. What else are they going to show in this direct? I really have no idea. It could be anything, like ports, remakes, new games. It's just the sky's the limit right now. Like what do I want to see? Like I don't know. I'm kind of happy with what I have right now. Like I'm not even like super anxious for this E3. Like I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna give my thoughts on it. I'm gonna watch it, of course, and I'm not super hyped about it. Well, I guess I am hyped. That's the wrong word to use. It's not like something I'm thinking about like all the time. Like, ooh, what are they gonna announce? What are they gonna announce? What are they gonna announce? I don't think a lot of people are. That's the thing about the Switch generation. I don't see a lot of obsession with like new upcoming announcements. Like I don't see people writing off new IPs nearly as much. Like you see people shit on ARMS, you see people shit on Travis Strikes Again, but that's really about it. Like I did not see a lot of people shitting on Yoshi, or they at least as much as some other games, right? Like yeah, as much as Woolly World. Like Woolly World got a lot of shit, right? For some reason. And I'm just man. What else do we know is coming out? Astral Chain, Link's Awakening, Part 3, the second remake, because Deluxe was already kind of like a graphically enhanced remake. The new Link's Awakening, right, for the Switch. What are they going to add to it? Like, what exactly is the addition going to be? What other than a graphical overhaul have they done here? And I don't know. Personally, I think just doing a graphical overhaul would be enough to like sell people on this game, because like this is one of the all-time greatest Zelda games that I think is overlooked by a lot of fans purely because it's on a handheld. Like that's the sad reality sometimes. It's like sometimes there's like no real overlap. There's like this real divide between like Nintendo console players and Nintendo handheld players, right? So I think Link's Awakening has kind of isn't really held in quite as high as regard as like Ocarina or Majora's Mask. Like there are people who will like declare like myself who will declare it like one of the all-time greatest Zelda games, right? But I think like among common fans, it's kind of ignored, right? Like I feel that way about the Oracle games as well, actually. But Link's Awakening, actually, I would say the Game Boy trilogy of like Zelda or the Oracle games and Link's Awakening are probably the best Zelda's ever been. I love those games. So Link's Awakening simply being ported on the Switch is a really, really good thing. But I personally would really, really want them to do something that would appeal to longtime fans as well. Like this is just putting it on the Switch with new graphics would be great for you know newer fans, people whose first Zelda was maybe Breath of the Wild, right? Who maybe aren't familiar with like the traditional Zelda structure and dungeon design and items and boss fights and stuff like that. Link's Awakening would be a great, great, great entry point for that, right? For more experienced players, I'm thinking that maybe they should try rebalancing some things, like maybe make it so you don't have to trade in your shovel for the boomerang, or what is it like? There's a fetch quest where you get an item and you have to give up one of your items in to trade for the boomerang, because like there's not enough spots in your inventory. Like that's definitely something they would fix. I'm thinking, yeah, minor improvements like that, definitely. I'm hoping maybe they could add some more content or more elaboration, or what kind of new content would I want? Like bonus dungeons, a really good one. Maybe I don't know. There's just so much they could do here. I would be happy with a straight up port, to be honest with you, because I just love this game, and I support it wholeheartedly. One of my all time favorites. I am very, very happy that some people are, new players are going to be brought into it. That's one of the reasons I'm so supportive of Nintendo Switch ports being made, right? Is because so many of them are reaching a new audience. So many of them have never been enjoyed by Switch owners before, right? Like with Dragon's Dogma right now, right? I'm playing that on Switch for the first time, and I'm really, really enjoying it. So whatever. Again, there are some bad ports. Like, again, I hated Final Fantasy 12. It was terrible, but at least I got to play it on a Nintendo console, right? uh, let's see here. Days Gone. It really doesn't feel like there's anything going on in the gaming sphere right now. Like Nintendo's dominating with the Switch. They're getting all these games, and that's kind of it. Like no one's talking about any games at all. Like just yeah, gaming news outlets are corrupt. I never see anybody talking about video games. It's so frustrating. Uh, let's see. What am I gonna do? Uh, Nintendo is in a very good position right now. The Switch is dominating the industry. All these great games like Splatoon 2 is a huge hit. Super Mario Party did really well. Like Smash Ultimate, one of the best-selling games of last year. Phenomenal success. It keeps on rising. The fire keeps rising, and now with Google Stadia and the rise of the stream wars, it's becoming completely apparent that Sony and Microsoft have formed a deadly alliance to try and conquer Google Stadia. They have announced some kind of partnership where they're going to team up and deal with this Google menace, and it's just kind of amusing to see them like run scrambled. Oh, the audio and the gameplay stream. Yeah. I'm trying to fix that. I think I've been streaming before I leave the house, and I haven't really had a chance to really take the time to really make sure it's perfect. I was just like messing around with it a little bit. It is getting better, I've noticed, and I think I've gotten it. I've improved it again. I just gotta stream again. Like I just don't want to stream. I was actually going to stream after I finished with this live stream. I guess I could play around with it tonight. That was the plan. Definitely want to fix that. I am aware of it. I am working on it. Uh, I don't know. Like it sounds great on my end, and it's not until I upload it that it sort of becomes a problem, and I don't really. We'll have to see if what I did fixes the problem. Like I think the footage looks fine, so we'll have to see what the deal with the audio is, because like it is kind of annoying to look at. I think it keeps cutting in and out. You can't hear anything I'm saying. It's just really annoying. I'm having fun with it though. I'm definitely interested in like streaming more niche Nintendo games. Like I want to do ARMS. I want to show that off. I want to show people that that game is still being played and enjoyed by lots of different. That game still has a very active player base. I want to do Hollow Knight. I want to do. I actually want to go back and play Tokyo Mirage Sessions on Wii U and Star Fox Zero, maybe Color Splash. Tokyo Mirage Sessions probably first, because like TMS is a game I definitely want to see on Switch too. That would be a good game to port. Yeah, I do different things for gameplay. Like I have a different program for that. It just I think it was just my settings, and I just have to like mess around with them a bit more. It's a learning process because I've never done it before. Learning. Damn it. All right. What can we expect to see from Nintendo? Everything we expect to see at the Electronic Expo. I don't know. Why did anybody even talk about? No. EA, Square Enix. Oh yeah, Square Enix. I should probably talk about that. They shut down another studio. They shut down some game that was in development and shut down one of the studios that was working on it. And things at Square Enix are not looking so hot. Like after Final Fantasy 15 and KH3, they have nothing. Like all they have is the disaster that is Final Fantasy 7R, and after that, they've burnt through all their goodwill. They have nothing left. Nothing left. And that's going to be interesting to see. Like one of the big titans of PlayStation, like crumble before our very lives. It's already kind of happened. It's been happening since, I would argue, Final Fantasy X-2. Or did that game come out before or after 12? I think it did. Before 12. Yeah, before 12. Final Fantasy X-2, right? Like this is the end of Square Enix. And the end of one of these major PlayStation supporters, a company that outright says in their investors meetings that one of their primary goal is to sell PlayStation. So, yeah, Square is fuck, PlayStation is fuck. Oof. Let's see. You could get Square. Yeah, the only time Square is really not doing well. Like even as well as like Dragon Quest 11 did, it's like it's not enough to make up for like all the bullshit they're pulling with Final Fantasy. It just Sony is skipping this E3 festivities this year. Even the most salty of PlayStation fanboys, like Colin Moriarty, will not be able to pretend that Sony won E3 this year because they didn't even bother to show up. Oh, by the way, I think the reason they're skipping is because they want to announce the PS5 at a later date. Like, I think they're going to do it around November or October or something, and then we're like release it early in next year. I'm imagining like March or February. That's my opinion. Like, I think it's on the way. I think we'll see it in the next year or two. Like, we are going to get information on the PS5 in the very near future, and it's probably going to be a disaster. I don't know, man. Kingdom Hearts, I think, has kind of run its course. Like, people wanted KH3, we got it, and now it's kind of dead. Like, to be honest with you, like, I haven't even played 3 yet, and I just don't know. There's nothing left to exploit. Like, what other classic Disney film is there to like put into a Kingdom Hearts? Like, nothing really, right? Like, what are they gonna do? Make a Frozen 2 world? I don't know. Yeah, I've heard really bad things about 3. So much so that I've lost almost all enthusiasm of actually playing it. Like, everybody I know who has played 3 has said it's really disappointing. Like, I'm talking people who love the first 2. So I don't know. Like, it might be because they're older now. Like, I don't know. Kingdom Hearts kind of loses a lot of its magic as you get older. I think you kind of have to put yourself in this like really specific mindset to really enjoy these games. But ah, Sony is skipping E3 this year. Yeah, Ubisoft, don't care. PC gaming show, Nintendo. Okay. Well, Nintendo certainly will. First digitally, Nintendo. The company says we'll hear more about Pokemon Sword and Shield. Okay, that's a big one to talk about. I haven't been thinking about Sword and Shield at all. Like, after Detective Pikachu, I've been thinking that, like, wow, I don't know all these later Pokemon games all that well. Like, I usually just play the first 2 generations these days. Well, I've been trying to catch up for the past several years. I've been trying to catch up on like all these Gen 1 and Gen 2 spin-offs that I missed. So, like, I went back and finished Pokemon Stadium. I finished Pokemon Coliseum. What else have I done? I'm playing Silver now on the 3DS. Um, what else is there? Yeah. I didn't play the remake of Ruby and Sapphire. I didn't play those. I didn't play like Ultra Moon. I don't know. I feel kind of out of it when it comes to Pokemon, honestly. Like, and I love like Sun. Like, that was the last new Pokemon game I seriously played. Well, yeah, Sun, and I love that. But man, I need to get back into Pokemon in a really big way and like get caught up on it, because like I was thinking that like, wow, I don't know every single Pokemon anymore, and that's kind of like a scary thought to me. And Sword and Shield going to be great, really great, especially since so many people tried pretending that Let's Go was going to kill the franchise. Complete bullshit. Link's Awakening and Mario Maker 2. Animal Crossing Switch. Oh, yeah, the Smash Bros. Ultimate DLC pack. Like, I am so sick of hearing about this thing. I am just so sick of hearing about who could possibly be in Smash Bros. Ultimate, because it's going to be someone nobody is talking about, no one is expecting, and then like everybody has been like hyping up this bullshit, all of these bullshit leaks for like years. And I just, Banjo's coming, Edric is coming. No, I'm done with these fake. I am done. Okay, like, I don't want to discuss it anymore. I'm just going to wait for an official announcement. I'm done. And for the record, I think I'm done with online message boards in general, right? Because they're just so terrible. Like, not only does nobody actually talk about video games, you get this impression that like everyone involved has this like deep-seated disdain for them. Like, try to talk about I don't know, Zelda, right? Breath of the Wild, and you'll have like a bunch of people come in there and like try to say it's not a good game. Like the open world is empty, and how there are like better games out there, and how Zelda is overrated. It's just so ridiculous, right? Like, I just cannot take that seriously. It's time to like admit that like online gaming forums are a failure. Like no one should post on them. No one should acknowledge them. They don't mean anything. Like I would argue at this point, like it feels like there are more shills on there promoting like other games than actual gamers talking about like games they like. And I don't know, like I'm getting sick of like clicking on YouTube videos and seeing people like Cinemassacre and the quartering like chill a mobile game like ooh play Rage. I just it has dragons in it. Like no, I'm not playing Rage. I'm not playing mobile. I'm never playing mobile. Like these people like seriously tried to pitch this mobile game to me as like one of the biggest RPGs of the year. Like get out of here. Just no, no, no. I'm done with mobile. Never again. Not gonna happen. I just like I'm done with. I don't even like talk about how much I hate mobile because like everybody just knows it already. Like mobile is a disaster. Done with it. Yeah, yeah. Like I don't like this page shilling in general. Like I don't like it. Like it seems disingenuous. It seems dishonest, and I don't support YouTubers who do this. Like I don't think that paid promotions for games you don't like are like is like an acceptable practice. You know, like I don't care for that, and it really leaves a sour mark on. I do typically unsubscribe from channels that do that or like don't take them seriously anymore, and I just man, I would hate to have to do that with like Cinemassacre of all people. Like, come on, like James is one of the OGs, right? Like James, I don't know, man. Like, if there's a problem with Cinemassacre, it's with like, the corporate side of it, like having to have all these other people, helping out and stuff like that, instead of just James and Mike doing it in their basement. Like, it kind of has this like a soulless feel to it now at times. I want to say at times, like it's not that bad. Like it's still better than like most channels. You know what I mean? But I just so frustrating. I don't like that. I don't like that. Yeah, mobile games are just the worst. Um, yeah, I think that's all I wanted to talk about. I think I'm gonna go on stream now, play some Switch, and try and figure out my audio problem. And I have time tonight, so we probably can figure it out today. I want to get this figured out tonight so we can get it like optimal and up and running and get it working. Unfortunately, I can only stream on the Switch right now. I haven't like gotten a 3DS specific thing. Um, maybe I could do it. I don't think so. I don't think so. Where would you even plug in a? I don't know. Oops. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna go on stream right now and play some ukulele. Hopefully, probably for the last time. Let's make sure the audio is working properly and make sure all that good stuff's working before moving on to something else, something more interesting. So yeah, I think that's everything I had to say. Like, I'm looking forward to E3. Nintendo's doing great. I'm hyped. Let's see what E3 has in store for us in the next month or so.